Long before he became the fearless warrior of the battlefield, Sergeant Whiskers was just a small, scrappy kitten struggling to survive in a harsh world. His journey began in the ruins of an old village, where war had already left its scars. Whiskers was born in the rubble of a destroyed home, his mother doing her best to shield him and his siblings from the dangers lurking outside. Food was scarce, and the distant echoes of gunfire filled the air. But even as a kitten, Whiskers was different. His eyes burned with determination, and he never cowered in fear. One cold night, disaster struck. A raid tore through the village, and in the chaos, Whiskers was separated from his family. Alone and afraid, he crawled through the wreckage, searching for shelter. He found refuge under an abandoned military truck, where he curled up, shivering, vowing to survive. Days passed, and hunger gnawed at his tiny body. That was when he met Sergeant Ivan, a retired soldier who had stayed behind to protect those who couldn't escape the war. The old man spotted the little kitten, weak but with a fire in his eyes, and decided to take him in. Ivan fed him scraps of bread and taught him how to be strong. He would tell Whiskers stories of warriors and battles, of courage and honor. "A real soldier doesn't fight for war," Ivan would say. "He fights to protect those he loves." Whiskers listened carefully, his small paws mimicking Ivan's movements as he cleaned weapons and prepared supplies. Though just a kitten, he was already training for the future. One night, as Whiskers slept curled beside Ivan, danger came. Bandits had found their shelter, looking for anything they could steal. Ivan grabbed his rifle, but he was outnumbered. Whiskers, sensing the threat, didn't hide, he attacked. Leaping onto one of the bandits, he scratched and bit with all his tiny strength, causing the man to stumble. That moment was enough for Ivan to take control. When the fight was over, Ivan looked down at the little kitten, battered but proud. "You're no ordinary cat," Ivan said, smiling. "You've got the heart of a soldier." From that day forward, Whiskers trained under Ivan, growing stronger and wiser. He learned to be fast, to be fearless, and to protect those in need. The kitten who once hid under a truck was gone. He was now a warrior in the making. Years later, when war returned and duty called, Sergeant Whiskers donned his first uniform and stepped onto the battlefield. But no matter how many battles he fought, he never forgot the lessons of the old soldier who raised him. Because a real soldier doesn't fight for war, he fights for love, for home, and for those who cannot fight for themselves. And so began the legend of Sergeant Whiskers.